Hey guys, TJ here. I'm signing back on to the Ace Attorney Trilogy. We're at what's hopefully the final trial of the day. Because I don't know what else we could possibly find out. Acro is still my top suspect, but while he has the motive, doesn't exactly have the mode of transportation. Because if he was in his wheelchair, there would have been wheel tracks. But let's see what we can do. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina! How fabulous, my sweetie pie princess! You came to watch my performance today? Of course I did! Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance were you pulling on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end? No. It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on. Or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to you. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo? Top of the morning to you, governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm. But then again, worms like higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my. Thanks. So how are you today, right? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yeah, that's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. No, but that was something her father told her. Let her believe what she wants at this point. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness. Or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor gumshoe. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work. Or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Name and occupation. Ken Deanling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the very big circus. Where were you at the time of the night of... Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is just below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. It was just after 10 p.m., and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. And then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica, and I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. How many times can you say fool or foolish in a sentence? Can we go on longer with that, Franny? A man must know the proper timing for these, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, did. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Okay, I will still press, but I don't think Phoenix is going to be as harsh as he usually is. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. No! The witness will proceed with his testimony. Around that time, I heard a large thump. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. Pressing Acro doesn't seem to get results. Maybe something was contradictory in what you said just now. I'll move on for now. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction. I should tread lightly. Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure. Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is possible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was a human. Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. I wonder if Echo's statement jives with the facts. Okay. Again. Only saw him from behind. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So, with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. The safety lights lit up. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside of my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. We still don't have an I'm just trying to go through everything. You could have been dreaming? When did you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream? Objection! That's not important. Objection! I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's the witness's message? No. Well, memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. No! Objection! Sustained! I'll sustain that. Acro must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course he is. Now the challenge would be to expose? Oh my god, I can't read right now. Expose his lies in court. Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick. But it's just... Okay. From outside the window, I saw someone flying by the window. It was Max Galactica, only saw him from behind. Okay, let me go through this one again. And I was going to bed. You were able to see... the lights lit up. There was only enough of a silhouette outside the window. It was the person's back. Couldn't see the white roses on the front. Silk hat and the cloak. Hang on. Wasn't this found at the crime scene? There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. Objection! If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? Take that! You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat? Well, what about the silk hat? I saw him on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the Ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model, made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. I honestly take no pleasure in this. If he did kill the Rainmaster, 1, that most likely wasn't his target. It was Regina. 2, should he have done what he did? Hell no. But I can still see why he did it. His brother got put in a coma because of Regina's lying, after all. As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. You okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Well, honestly, it could be all 3. Actually, no. He hasn't said anything really against Max. So I don't know if he has a grudge against him. I mean, yeah, he's kind of an arrogant dickhead, but as far as I know, as far as I can tell from the conversation we had, his beef is with Regina. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Barry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think our trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at audiences' hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. He is staying rather calm and collected. Meanwhile, one of his birds is backing that Phoenix. It's oh my god. Oh my god. That's a funny touch. Mr. Diebling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? And everyone take a good look at me. I can't even stand up on myself, let alone leave the lodging house. However, you do still have working arms. Last I checked, an acrobat did not purely rely on their legs. They relied on both their arms and legs. So, even though one is out of the picture, you could still feasibly use your arms to work around shit. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. See? Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Phoenix is a poopy head? I'm sorry, how old are y'all? Are we adults here? See, that's Mr. Phoenix Wright? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say to this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? No, of course he didn't. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. I said okay. Not this time, Mon Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned to commit this murder all by himself. Again, not Russell, But Regina, I have full, wholehearted belief that he wanted to kill Regina for what happened to Bat. Order! Order! What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I'd show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, if this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies. Right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, where exactly was Mr. Dingley? In his room. I do believe he was in his room. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room? Pretty simple, huh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there could be only one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the Ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? Again, he was trying to kill Regina. Him killing Russell was the accident. He meant to kill his daughter. What say you, Mr. Dingley? It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. He is in a wheelchair. There's no way... Oh my god. You know, when this all started, I talked to my friend, Phantom, about this, because he's played this game before, so he knows. But I told him that my theory was someone, like, took something heavy, held it via a rope on the roof. Originally it was on the roof, and let it drop. Just let it drop. And then pulled it back up before anyone could notice. I didn't think that's actually what happened! Oh, babe, But again, it was the wrong person. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Knight. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Well, said that he saw Max, didn't he? But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't even leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the Ringmaster. And he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to enlighten us about how Mr. Dingley committed the crime, Mr. Wright. Oh! The bust! I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingley use to commit the crime of Russell Berry? What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust? It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-size, it's also very, very heavy. Heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. See? This is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Order! Order! So, you're saying the bust fell onto the Ringmaster? Rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. Objection! How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible! Objection! Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Daly, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, 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 Acro. You can't run away from— Yow! But I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Karma. He's just using his testimony as a ruse to stall for time. Objection! There's absolutely no need for such testimony. Objection! The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't you see things my way once in a while? Mr. Daly, I am sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink to any low to win a case. Like father, like daughter. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the Ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the Ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What's your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Can't let her get to me. Gotta focus. Alright. Oh. Okay. Let's just go through the ringer. Have you ever lifted up the bust before? No, I've never actually lifted it with my own two hands. But I should get to do it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? A crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before? Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Deanley. Sound about. So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But no offense, I'm not worried about losing it to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa, 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 how did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window? no way I could've... How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation. But it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window. Why do you say it would be impossible? Now, allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there's no way I would know the location of the Ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick? What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the Ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. That does make sense. If only you could prove somehow. That Acro knew the location of the Ringmaster's head without looking down. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there's no way that I could land a direct hit on the Ringmaster's head. Crazier shit has happened. Luck has been on the side of just randomly throwing shit out the window. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? You're strong enough to lift up the bust. The main problem is how could you have aimed for the Ringmaster's head? I wonder if you use some kind of tool to aim for the Ringmaster's head. That's the ticket, Nick! Show him what you got! I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case. I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. But maybe we overlooked something. A tool. The monkey? He takes care of Acro, so I have no doubt that he'd probably listen to Acro. But... Acro, you didn't really need to lean out the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the Ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. Objection! Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling! How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. Same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the Ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean, if the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Order, order, order! This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now we just gotta keep going. And there's only one way to go from here. Forward. So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dangling, of course. He connected it to a rope and all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to rip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ow! 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 The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The weight. The box has a remarkable weight. Weight? According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has the carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That's correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Phew. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place a wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? I remember? Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? A certain monkey? How about? You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room? A certain monkey. Take that! A monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when you stole the ventriloquist's ring. So? Are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? Objection! But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Objection! Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. Why? Those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they're made of platinum, which is very shiny. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bust back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order! Order! I said order! Miss Von Karma! Where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow! Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know! You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Duh. There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn the trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, and Mr. Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? Would have been the fucking bust! Take that! He saw Max's Ow! I asked who was the other person most saw on the scene. The evidence has nothing to do with the question. Objection! Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. Objection! What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? More than you, apparently, because you're not really using yours. Not the way you should be. The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. Objection! There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would have been easy to hang one off the cards with the bust's hands. Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree? You caught me. So, let's have it then, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? I mean, it would have been... It would have been Acro! Wait. If it was Max's cloak... No, I did not. I didn't mean to do that. I always hit present when I mean to hit profiles. Okay, he was the one wearing the cloak. Saw the bust. The cloak on the bust. Why? Who the hell knows? I don't think it was Acro. Where the hell would he have gotten... Like... The monkey steals shiny things, not clothing. Ooh, him? You're saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust. Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself! Nick, do you really have a handle on this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night. Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then, he attached that rope to the bust, and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the Ringmaster told Max to wait in his room, and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the Ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Why? We don't know. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the Ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim, wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be! Still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. The circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out at his window, the cloak had already snagged on the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust and being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out of his window, so he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murder disappeared into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro. It could only have been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. Sure has. But he's come to the end of his rope now. So? What now? You've traced us with a rather long detail. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? The silk hat? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there's still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get us out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you've unraveled the trick to this murder case. I mean... The problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the soul cat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one. The white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Not really, no. And I'm enjoying every last bit of it if it keeps getting you sweating. Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the crime scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bus. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Sort of. Fine, you've got one. But what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that to run away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. It was on backwards. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order! Order! This is quite a shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Not with that look on her face. Oh, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Again, not on accident, don't think. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Akro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster, and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Akro deeply respected the ringmaster. Akro's motive. It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Deanley's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. I can't believe it. Akro! It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is! And to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeepus, am I that hated? Akro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? But I'm not about little nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Hey, pal! You're gonna ignore me after all that? I didn't mean to actually start coughing. Hey, Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe! Forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyway. Now, Detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, Detective? Well, if you insist. Now, about that evidence you mentioned. What is it? There you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened up in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set up into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh. That reminds me. I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What do you mean by that? The very end part? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Dude, don't scare me like that! Looks like there's a large care package from the circus here for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk. For me. Damn, Regina. Alright, round 2. Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Akro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Akro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Deanley. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait. Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want to answer to. Oh. We're doomed. Unless I can figure something out. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. And that's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Akro would kill the man he held such esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Akro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. Of course I'd like to cross-examine. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. We. Yes, my brother Sean and I. What? You have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Akro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4. Our parents were very cruel, weren't they? And nowadays we aren't bitter about what happened to us. Because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the very big circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like. No! No crying in court! Let's keep going. The witness may proceed with his testimony. When the ringmaster took us in. How would you describe your relationship with the Ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The Ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the Ringmaster, he would always come to see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. Wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? I know, he seems like a nice guy, which is what makes this so difficult. So then how long have you been a performer? I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age? I begged the Ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dealing Berries. It's nearly a household name. I've even heard of them in Germany. Liar. The point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus. You truly are a remarkable young man. The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. Did you ever have any trouble with the Ringmaster? Down! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? I'm just asking. Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You'd better think hard. Ow! Ow, 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 ow! No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life. Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk. I think that will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the Ringmaster leads me to believe that is pretty unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honor. Yeah, Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the Ringmaster dead? I mean, not the Ringmaster, no. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the Ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the Ringmaster at all. Ow! Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believed it was, this is the real killer of Russell Berry, Ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things. Acro. You didn't plan to kill the Ringmaster at all, did you? The Ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the Ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Order, order! Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice. Dude, okay, calm down. You're the judge. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Ow! Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? That's papers. Yeah. A little girl. Regina Batty? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you?
Objection!
You don't need to answer that! It's a mean-spirited leading question!
Objection!
He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... Ow! The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself! Well, better call the Grim Reaper then. And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence, now! I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Batty. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl. I don't know. How about... this? Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat. Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place his note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean, it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Batty. Order, order, order! Mr. Wright, this whole theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's been her father. The ringmaster saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in the plaza in that plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today? Lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down at out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it! I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza! And that's when he let the bus fly. Hey, Nick? Isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. I don't know if you should worry about that. She's about as airheaded as they come. Or sheltered, actually. She's as sheltered as they come. Acro wrote this note to Regina.
Objection!
Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas. A fool... You're so foolish, you even me sound like a foolhardy fool. How many times can... you couldn't even finish that. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're sure, then tell us about this sign. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes? What about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Batty, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Batty is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza. In place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? Incident 6 months ago. I mean... An incident occurred 6 months ago. And now I'm more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron! Wait, are you sure that relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. I can't answer that question. I'm just going to think I'm bluffing. Conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... Leon? Wait. It looked like the lion was smiling. Was he actually sneezing? And that's what happened? What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. This is the size of evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking no into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? That, unfortunately. I think she was just trying to play a prank, and it ended up with him in a coma. Who's this? That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him. You spent your entire life dreaming up no ways to be a fool. Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Deaning. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. So then what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? What seems to be going along with your theory? Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? Yeah, technically. I do think it was an accident. I don't think she really understood what she was doing. She's that sheltered. I suppose it was truly an accident. It's essential that the man knows when to give up, Mr. Phoenix Wright. It's impossible to prove Miss Berry's involvement in a murder attempt, isn't it? Instigating a lion to attack. I've heard of something like that. I don't think that the defense claimed this was conclusive evidence. Small bottle of pepper. A lion. What's their connection? Ah! What's the matter, Nick? I figured it out! Wow, it was right in front of my nose the entire time. Your Honor, wait! What is it? The lion biting Bat was no accident at all! What? I was such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There was no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother, Brat. Bat. There's a small quantity of pepper! Why didn't I look at this after I got it? I usually do that. Why didn't I? That's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who's the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. There's something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. 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 Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident. And she... I almost choked on my own saliva. Good job, me. And she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey. What's with the silent treatment? Oh, there's the bird again. Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. But out of curiosity, what was your crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? Still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? He was sneezing! Smiling? The lion was smiling. Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! You've got to be kidding me! Objection! What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it! You really intend to say that is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident. Or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. You're telling me that what I said was true? Acro, you don't mean... You can't mean... Witness! Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion... I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I dropped Max's bust on top of the Ringmaster, where's the evidence that proves I claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon. Or the lack thereof, to be more precise. Murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you've got to do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right... I mean, we can't really request to search Acro's room. The time of investigation is long done. Might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but... Why aren't you going to search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma total justice. Lies and deceit? I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned. A Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright? The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise. And we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this, and it ain't the clown. It looks like you'd like the final nail to put him to my coffin. Are you hiding it with you? Do you have it right now? But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the Raidmaster. You should know that by now. Do something, Nick! Don't let this case slip away! The bust! Where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright! You know where that bust is! I'm sure you do! There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems this case has come to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. I mean its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. What? We need time to do what? Ow! Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait, you can't be serious! Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, it's the only way to move forward. The murder weapon. That is Max's bust now. Somewhere in this courtroom. I think he has it on him. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. The witness stand. Acro. I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it. The only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you? You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Miss Francisca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch a surprise search on my room last night? But there were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know? But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And not to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon? There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing! You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know, I sure couldn't. I can't believe it! Me! Make a mistake! Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that! It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro. Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the very big circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he teased her. One day my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely. As she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it. No matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So you're saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just stand up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot! I can't believe it! You beat me again! I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. Boom. My foot's falling asleep. Oh, God. Court is adjourned. I'm surprised we're not being whipped to death by her again. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Macro, the Ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question. And I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max 1,000,000 of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll end up like this forever and never be happy. Huh? And she's crying. She's been like this for a while now. Poor girl. Sweetie pie. Dad and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina, Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? Honestly, I don't think he is. Not this time. I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making that stuff up about Acro not wanting revenge. Well, here. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... Uh-huh. I know! What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes. And then until he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So, whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's the big question. Our Rainmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. Staff, performers, not one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as a new Ringmaster. I'll turn the circus into the best circus this has ever been seen. The best circus the world has ever seen. Don't laugh. That's quite the goal. Yay, I can't wait. Then I guess that changes things. There's only one thing the best circus of the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means the circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max. Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're going to help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry. Max? Nick? Seems like everything is going to turn out alright here. I can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. it'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Whoopee? I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It's just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was a defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane's about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. Edgy! I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. So, where you been all this time? Seriously, where have you been all this time? Farewell might turn about. Edgy! Edgy! Let's at least get this case started. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Who will be this year's Grand Prix champion? Who will be our hero of heroes? Will it be last year's runner-up Jammin' Ninja? Maybe Captain Saipan from the lovely tropical Saipan, the starry school of wearing the Rin, and global hero Onya. This is going too fast for me to fucking read. We hope Lady Luck is with all our heroes tonight. And now, the winner of the 3rd annual Hero of Heroes Grand Prix is me! Whoa! The true hero of the night has appeared in our midst! The Steel Samurai! It looks like this year's Grand Prix goes to this fantastic warrior. The Nickel Samurai. Pardon me, Nickel Samurai. Too bad, Jammin' Ninja. Looks like the title eluded you again this year. Someone's a fan of the Steel Ninja. Or the Steel Samurai, not the Steel Ninja. That's quite a that's holy shit, that case is a reference. Oh, right, yes! Did you hear that, Nick? Did you? The Nickel Samurai, he did it! Yeah, sure did. I'm getting too old for this. Whoa, hell, that wrong button. Ah, you look like a lion. I'm proud for the guy doing the series justice. So the person everyone was cheering for, I guess he got the prize? Yep. You know who we're talking about, right, Pearly? The Nickel Samurai. No, every Sunday I only watch the educational channel's Hit Masterpiece Theater. Okay, that's it. From now on, it's the Nickel Samurai. All the kids watch it. Do you like the Nickel Samurai too, Mr. Nick? Nah, Nick's an old fart, so he's not allowed to watch it anymore. That's right. But I do like Kids Masterpiece Theater. Hey, I didn't know you were so young at heart, Nick. Mr. Nick, you're a grown-up. You're not allowed to watch it anymore. You're supposed to act your age and have an interest to match. It's very important. Aw, give it a rest, Pearly. Looks like I made the right choice in inviting everyone here. I'm glad you're all having a good time. I am doing my best to do a Jameson Price voice, but his voice is far too deep for me to really do, because I'm not, I can't. It's hard when you're a woman sometimes to do, like, super deep voices. I know there are women who can, and kudos to you kudos to those who can. I can't. I ain't that kind of woman. I'm glad you're all having a good time. It's like a dream. Too bad for the Jammin' Ninja, though. Last year, he lost to the Pink Princess, warrior of little old Tokyo. I thought this might be his year. Yeah. Oh, hey, did anyone else think that the Jammin' Ninja looked a bit different today? Different? What do you mean? Well, he wasn't carrying his bright red guitar. Hey, you're right. Strange he'd walk around without his signature guitar. I'll never understand these people and their shows. Anyway, Mr. Powers, thank you very much for tonight. Aw, it was nothing. I owe you one, so it's just my way of saying thanks. Hey, Nick! Come on! It's time to get going to the lobby! There's a post-ceremony stage show that's supposed to start real soon. And then I heard there's going to be a press conference after that. A press conference? Is he going to make a speech about winning this year's prize? No, well, not exactly. Something about the Nickel Samurai confessing something. Confessing? Sounds pretty serious. Ugh, Nick, come on! You don't want us to be the last ones there, do you? Yeah, Mr. Nick, do you? Why me? The show doesn't even start for another 20 minutes. Will Powers. Wait a minute. Will Powers? I know I recognized you. Aren't you the guy from the Steel Samurai case? Back in Game 1? Not the murderer, but don't you run the studio? I could be misremembering, but I think that's who that is. Anyway, thank you very much for inviting us tonight. Oh, it was nothing really. Guys like us don't get to go to a place like this so often. So I thought I'd invite you all. Hey, Mr. Powers, what have you been up to lately? Well, since the Pink Princess successfully wrapped up last month, I've been on a kids' exercise show. While wearing a rabbit mask over my face. Oh, I see. I'm still really sorry about all the headache I caused you that time, Mr. Wright. Oh well, what's done is done, so let's forget about it. This is Will Powers. He's an action star. Wait. His popularity exploded when he was the Steel Samurai. Oh, never mind. No, I'm wrong. I'm incorrect. He was the Steel Samurai. He was the guy originally accused of murdering the victim of that case. Now, why can't I remember? God, that was so long ago. Why am I forgetting? Who was killed? Was that the director? Moving on. Before I get a headache from all this. And he was the first case Maya worked on with me. It's too bad you look scary, or people know you're a real softie who's good with kids. Thanks. Can't believe they're going to make a movie based on the Nickel Samurai. I can't believe it either, but for a different reason. The Steel Samurai, an epic story of one hero in a desperate fight against his arch-nemesis, the evil magistrate, in the city of Neo-Old Tokyo. And last year they started a new series, The Nickel Samurai. The new series seems to be a hit with the kids too. I'm really attached to the Steel Samurai as a show. So I was hoping that maybe I'd get the chance to do something in this new one. Yeah, it's too bad. It'd been awesome to see you with a new actor, Matt on guard. He's super popular right now. Mr. Ungard? Girls doesn't know who he is. This year it's going to be the Nickel Samurai versus the Jammin' Ninja at the box office. Jammin' Ninja. Who's that again? So who's this Jammin' Ninja again? He's a hero, duh. But his symbol is the bright red guitar he always carries. A ninja who's always carrying around a bright red guitar. How does that even work? It doesn't fit with the whole ninja thing. With a scarf around his neck and a guitar in one hand, he rises to stardom in an ancient time. A ninja who becomes a star. Yeah, a ninja who becomes a star. There's a strong rivalry between the two of them. Global Studios' Nickel Samurai and Worldwide Studios' Jammin' Ninja. They even aired at the same time. You know what I heard? I heard those two don't get along at all. The Nickel Samurai is on guard, and the guy who plays the Jammin' Ninja, I mean. Nickel Samurai speaks French? Oh, you mean Matt on guard, the actor. I guess even the world of heroes isn't a sparkling, happy place. Yeah. Alright, well. Why does it look like there's a memorial here? Wow, what is with this place? Looks like I've stumbled down into Oz or something. What a freaking memorial! Oh, look at all these flowers. Way in the back, there's a sign for the bathroom. Maybe I should visit it while I can before the show starts. Compared to the flowers on the other side of the hall, these are much more gorgeous. Let's see. Record companies, fan clubs, company workers, family. Carrying all these flowers home would be hard, I think. I can understand flowers in front of the dressing rooms. But what are stuffed bears doing here? Could it be that there's an action star with a soft spot for teddy bears? Nah, it can't be. Why? Why is that so hard to believe, Mr. Wright? To Mr. On Guard from the Global Studio staff. It'd be nice if Laura's got flowers too. Something like, to Mr. Wright from all your grateful clients. There are toilets in each room in this hotel. But since all sorts of events are held here, there are bathrooms for people who aren't staying here to use as well. Perfect for people like me who can't afford to stay here in the first place. There's a piece of paper taped to the door that says Matt on Guard's room. Matt on Guard. I've heard that name before. Yeah, just a second ago. Oh yeah, Maya's always yammering about him like the obsessed fan she is. There's a piece of paper taped to the door that says Juan Corrida's room. Juan Corrida. It sounds just like a star's name. I've heard it before, but I don't think I know anything. But I don't know anything about him at all. Is that the Jammin' Ninja? Sounds like the whole ceremony show was about to start. Alright, I'm so pumped! I wonder if he's going to show off his special move today. Nickel Samurai Smelting! Actually, what I'm interested in most is the press conference. You mean the big confession that Nickel Samurai is going to make after the show? What is it? Don't you know what it's about, Mr. Powers? Well, I'm not the Steel Samurai anymore, so I don't have any idea. Sorry. So I guess you're all going to the press conference then? Yeah, of course! If that's the case, then here, take these tickets so you can get in. Thank you very much. Well, let's go into the lobby. It looks like it's over this way, Mr. Nick! Okay, for great justice! Well, let's go then. Only a really gaudy hotel would have such a loaded, gaudy lobby to match. I think they're going to have the post-ceremony show over there. They're using a compact stage, I see. I'm all ready to use my special samurai power. Maya looks like she's ready to start a fight. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. The Nickel Samurai's post-ceremony stage show will not be held tonight due to unforeseen circumstances. What? Why? Ow! You didn't have to pinch me. Pinch yourself if you don't believe it. We're asking for everyone's cooperation at this time. So please stay where you are. This is a special request from the police. Police? Did they just say police? Do you want me to go check out what's going on? Wait, I'll come with you. Freeze! You two, didn't you hear the announcement just now? It's not finished telling you not to move. It just finished telling you not to move. That voice! I've heard that voice somewhere before. Honestly, youth these days can't be bothered to listen to other people when they talk. Gumshoe, is that you? Why are you wearing that stupid outfit? Just the other day, it was the same thing. I said, wear a bridge out, and he's talking too much and too fast. He's honestly just complaining. Let's not stop chatter. It can't be Miss Oldbag? What? What is it, you young whippersnappers? Do I know you? God. Why am I seeing you again? Why? Wait, you're Powers, aren't you? Yeah, but what happened back then? You didn't even get nominated this year, did you? Oh, that's right. You're doing that children's exercise program, trying to play nice. Oh, fuck me. Wait. Edgy, don't come back! Not yet! Not until we're done here! Oh, you do not want to come back when she's still around! Yeah, that's me. Hopefully I still have a job. I love that show. And you're a hoot. You're the Big Brother character, right? Yes, even when— and there she goes again. I'm taking a drink while you're going on, okay? Oh, you stopped! Good. What are you doing here? Look at my uniform and tell me you can't tell I'm a member of security. You look like you're ready to star in a B-grade sci-fi. And maybe being the first victim of a monster. But that outfit... Annoying, nosy brats, get the blaster! Miss Oldbag, what are you doing here? What happened to your position at Global Studios? Oh, that old place? Well, since that incident, they've been letting people go. When they got the security team, I got the pink slip. What incident? What did you do? I didn't do anything, you young'un! Don't you remember that incident a year ago? When this lady got on the witness stand and testified? Yeah? And you! Weren't you the one who was bullying me? This fragile girl at heart. I played the fifth. But you know, I think maybe I rubbed the upper management the wrong way by testifying. Yes, that has to be it! Everything is all your fault. Me! I thought about being a bodyguard at first, after being handed all pinky. I cannot see you as a bodyguard. You? A bodyguard? Although thinking about it, this woman is full of surprises, so... For your friend, that fiery good-looking guy with the red jacket and robe. Edgy! Stay where you are! Do not get off that plane! No, do not get on that plane! To get off that plane, you do not want to be here right now! Mr. Edgeworth? But... that sort of arrangement would be entirely too troublesome for me. And I agree, wholeheartedly. That's what he said to me. What did I ever do to deserve that? Be you. So did something happen? I don't have all the details. But it looks like another one of those incidents happened again. Someone got killed? An incident? Like a murder kind of incident? Maybe. You see, I'm a bit of a devilish woman. So wherever I go, showers of blood are sure to follow. Bet you didn't know that! Careful what you say. That could be taken as a confession of murder. Then shouldn't you quit being a security guard? At least for other people's sake? Silence, whippersnapper! Hey, Nick? What is it? I don't like that devilish smile playing on your lips. Let's make like we're going to the bathroom and check things out. No way. The police told us not to go anywhere, remember? Huh? How boring. You're such a boring guy. You've got no motivation, no spirit. Huh? What? What's going on? Are you giving Mystic Maya trouble again, Mr. Nick? Not you too, Pearls. Please don't stick your little nose into this one. So listen to this, Pearly. This one time at lawyer camp, Nick... Okay, I get it. Let's go take a look. Yay! I knew you couldn't say no to me, Nick! Actually, it seems like he couldn't say no to whatever you were about to say. That's right! You'd walk all over miles of hot coals for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you, Nick? That would be every time we work a case together. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go already. You can come along too, Pearly. Goody! I get to come! I get to come! Honestly, I don't want her to. Since... child? She's seen enough problems? There's nothing really out of the ordinary here. Are you looking for the incident that old lady was talking about? Doesn't look like it happened here. Oh, we'd better go look somewhere else. Alright, then, let's try... Excuse me. Why do you have stitches all down along your face? Are you by chance Miss Maya Fey? Yeah, that's me. You have a phone call waiting for you in the front desk. A call? I wonder if it's someone from Crane Village. What's wrong, Mystic Maya? Oh, nothing. You guys go on ahead and I'll be right there, okay? Okay. Right this way, Miss Fey. Let's go and look somewhere else now, Mr. Nick. Yeah, okay. It's a little exciting and a little scary. As I assume it would be for a child. The scary part. Maybe the excited part, but mostly the scared part. I told you! I get people the info they want, which means they know I've got a right to know. Nope, don't care who you are, pal. We're still investigating so you can't go in. There's Gumshoe. What's your problem? Just you wait. It'll be all over the morning paper. Scruffy detective secret scandal revealed. You'll see. I'll get you back. And somehow it turned into like I was trying to do Joey Wheeler from Yu-Gi-Oh! Those two sound pretty serious. That southern accent can only mean... Is Lana Hart back again? Hey, Rat! Yep, it's Lada. Oh my god. Hey, Lada. Come on, do a gal a favor and tell this cop I'm just doing my job. And I've got rats. You! Detective Gumshoe. Hey, pal, help a guy out. Tell her that only the police are allowed here. This is the scene of a murder, so she shouldn't leave this. So she should leave us to us pros. A murder? Ah, shoot me, my big mouth. See? I knew it. My gut instinct told me so. I always trust my gut. A murder, it said, and that's what it is. A genuine murder. Hey, wait. Yeah, a murder! Of a big star, no less. Oh, who was it? On guard or... Juan? Oh, man, I'm in trouble now. So, Detective Gumshoe, a murder. No, that's not it. I've got my facts mixed up for a second there, pal. Mr. Nick? Is the dead person the Nickel Samurai? Huh? Why do you ask? Well, Mystic Maya was rooting for him, so... It wasn't the Nickel Samurai that got bumped. Actually, the Nickel Samurai is the one under suspicion of doing the bumping off. What? The guy that died was this hero named the Jammin Ninja, pal. The Jammin Ninja. So the victim was the Jammin Ninja? Mr. Jammin Ninja? He was on a really popular rival TV show to the Nickel Samurai. Oh! The victim in action was the star, Juan Correa. He got a huge push and rode the express train to stardom. I mean, even I know who he is. Yeah, even I recognize his face. But I heard lately that man on guard's been taking the wind out of his sail. I'm telling you, pal, as far as who's popular, those two are hogging all the limelight. I guess there's no space for Mr. Powers at all, huh? Poor guy. Mr. On Guard, that's the Nickel Samurai, right? Yep. I mean, no! You gotta say it with more triumph. The Nickel Samurai! Not triumph, umph. Anyway, so now that one quarter is gone, that means Mr. On Guard has the whole stage to himself, wouldn't you say? I wouldn't bet on it, pal. We can't have that happen, you know? Can't have that happen? What's that supposed to mean? I wonder. That woman with the big puffy hair looks like cotton candy? You mean Lotta? That woman. She was there that time too, right? That time? When Mystic Maya did that channeling? Oh, that time! Well, Lotta's a journalist, so that's why she was there. Journalist. Looks like she was hanging around here before the murder happened. Hanging around? Yeah, I didn't wait in front of the Jammin' Ninja's door, pal. But why would she... She wouldn't tell me, pal. Just said something about getting my big scoop. Scoop? What sort of news could she be after? You know what? I don't want to be here. I'm not a real fan of action shows or anything, but I know who one quarter and Man on Guard are. You can't talk about one without talking about the other, I guess. They even debuted around the same time, so they have this real fiery rivalry with each other. Kinda like you and me, pal. I never knew he thought of me as a rival. That girl's number 3 on my people I've seen a lot of lately list. Oh, then who's number 1? As if you need to ask, it's you, pal. Ah, so who's number 2? Maya Fey, but it looks like she's not around this time. It must be nice to be such good friends with each other, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Somehow, I don't think that's the real meaning of Detective Gumshoe's list. How about this disaster? You've forgotten who she is? Lucky you! The Nickel Samurai. He really took the Grand Prix tonight. Maya's a big fan of his. Really? Oh, I'm sorry then. Why are you sorry? Man on Guard was just arrested, pal. I was suspicion of murdering Juan Corrida. What? Why was Mr. On Guard arrested? Sorry, pal, but that's not something I can tell you. We just started the investigation, so we don't want any leaks. Looks like yet another Steel Samurai heroes in hot water. Mr. Nick? If Mystic Maya knew about this... Yeah, I know. She'd maybe take the case. I know. Hey, so what's going on, Mr. Wright? It looks like Juan Corrida has been killed. What?! He's... Looks like he was murdered, and a suspect was arrested. That suspect is Mr. Matt on Guard. You're joking, right? Nope. They arrested the Nickel Samurai on suspicion of murdering the Jammin' Samurai. The Jammin' Ninja. He's the samurai. The other guy's the ninja. Oh, not again. I feel sick. I don't blame you. Again? About a year ago, something just like this happened, Pearls. I still can't believe. No way. No way, Matt would. What's Mr. Powers doing on his hand? Oh, before I forget. This is for you, Mr. Wright. I got this from the bellboy that came by earlier. Radio transceiver. For me? But why? I don't know. All he said was it was for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney. Matt is the most energetic and active actor out there right now. The Nickel Samurai really sealed his place as a pop idol, but he kept adding fuel to the fire of his rivalry with Juan anyway. Mr. Juan, he's the Jammin' Ninja, right? Those two would butt heads over everything they could think of. But I'd say that Matt was the one who almost always came out on top. I guess some people only know how to relate to others by butting heads like a ram. Juan said that he'd take Matt on this time too, so he joined a rival TV show. And that was the Jammin' Ninja. The stylish Nickel Samurai and the burning Jammin' Ninja. Both things turned messy real fast with those two using their shows for their war. In the final tally, look around. It's pretty obvious how things ended up. Matt even won the Grand Prix this year. Final win over his rival, I guess. Mr. On Guard was going to hold a press conference, wasn't he? That's what I heard. Though if you wanted to get technical about it, it was the Nickel Samurai's conference. The Nickel Samurai's? Yeah, he was supposed to wear his costume and give the press conference that way. He was going to be in costume, but why? I'm not sure. They don't get me in the loop anymore. I was just wondering, where's Mystic Maya? She's been gone a long time. Now she mentions it, Maya was only going to answer a phone call. Maybe she got lost. I'll take a quick look around for her. What is it, Mr. Nick? I'm not sure. It's coming from this transceiver. Yes? Hello? Right here? Is this Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney? And you are? You don't need to know who I am. I think you have other things to be concerned about, to be concerned yourself with, such as... Help, Nick! Mystic Maya! Maya? So, Mr. Wright, wouldn't you agree that the more important issue is the fate of the girl? Her fate? Does he mean what I think he means? Maya, where are you? Are you hurt? Come now. Don't fall apart on me yet. No, this can't be. Now that I have your attention, Mr. Attorney, I have a modest proposal for you. If you do what I require, then I will return to you your valuable item unharmed. What is this called again in your fancy lawyer terms? Kidnapping for ransom? Yes, that's it. This is a kidnapping. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! My sight. Everything's fading away. Maya's been kidnapped. Are you there? Mr. Attorney, are you there? How much? How much do you want? Very good, Mr. Attorney. I'm glad you have such a good grasp of the situation. Hurry up and say your condition, and then return Maya. Money is not what I seek. What? What I want is a certain verdict. I would like a complete acquittal. Complete acquittal? What in the world have you done to need? I'm not the person you will be representing. What? You're currently at the Gateway Hotel, are you not? And I know that a murder has just taken place there. Juan Cordedo was killed and the suspect is Matt on guard. You are, as expected, quite on top of things, Mr. Attorney. Now then, what I want is very simple. I want you to obtain a complete acquittal for Matt on guard. Matt on guard? But why? He did not kill anyone. I can attest to that. However what? However, someone is framing him for the murder. A very smart someone who's setting him up to take the fall. I agree to do what he wants. Can I believe he'll keep his end of the bargain? You are, of course, at liberty to take me at my word or not. However, there is one thing you can take as fact. Right now, your very precious item is with me, in my possession. Help! Nick! Maya! You have 2 days. Of course, tonight he will be in a questioning with the police. But the trial is in 2 days. At that trial, you will win a not guilty verdict. Remember, you only have one chance. One chance, Mr. Attorney. You expect me to get a not guilty in one trial day? Yes, exactly. I don't believe I was wrong in choosing you, so don't let me down. Oh, yes, that's right. And now that I'm playing with the role of the kidnapper, I can't pass up this chance to say, and don't even think about calling the cops. Not great, but you get the idea. Damn it! Who? Who the hell are you? Very well, I'll tell you that much. My name is... the Killer. Fancy name, buddy. Mr. Nick? Where's Miss Maya? She's been kidnapped. No, it's all my fault. Well, I hadn't gone to Miss Maya. It's not your fault, Pearls. But it is. Girl, if you went with her, you'd probably be with her. Mr. Wright, I think we should tell the police what's going on. No, we can't do that. If we do, who knows what'll happen to Maya. Mr. Nick, what about the detective we saw earlier? Detective Gumshoe. Yes, that's it! Wait here and I'll be right back. Alright, I'll take care of Pearl while you're away. What? Ransom! Shh, not so loud. The ransom is complete acquittal for Matt on guard. Wait, the deal is complete acquittal in exchange for Maya, you mean? Then this means Matt on guard is obviously the killer, pal. No doubt about it. But the guy said that Mr. on guard is innocent. You really believe what a kidnapper tells you, pal? I guess he has a point. On guard really is innocent, then why the kidnapping? And on top of everything else, there's all this evidence we keep finding. Forensics team's having a field day back there. But it's strange. There's so much evidence that it feels like something's wrong. There's too much evidence. Is that possible? Actually, didn't the kidnapper say something about on guard being set up? Anyway, looks like you won't be leaving here tonight, pal. Just sit tight and cooperate with me with the investigation. Tomorrow you can start yours. Alright. Is there another way? We've also got to be careful about pushing the kidnapper the wrong way. You're right. Holy shit, that's hell of an intro. Ow, my head. Where am I? I wonder if I'm still in that hotel. What happened to me? Nick, Pearly! Come on, you guys, this isn't funny anymore. I see you have awoken. Who are you? Me? I'm known as the Killer. The Killer? You mean like an assassin? I'm too young to die. It's the bellboy. But don't worry. You are not my target. For now, anyways. Nick, where are you? Help me. Yes, that's right. Only one person can save you now, and that is Mr. Phoenix Wright. Huh? What? Nick? Nick's going to save me? Calm down and be a good girl. Think of this as a business transaction. A business transaction? I'm going to contact him now. I hope you'll cooperate and play your assigned role well. Nick? What's going to happen to me? Nick? Pearly? Sis? This is Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney. You don't need to know who I am. I think you have other things to be concerning yourself with, such as... Good morning! Morning, Pearls. Mr. Nick, come on! Let's hurry and go see Mr. On Guard! We have to wait a bit, Pearls. Visiting hours don't start until 9 a.m., so... Oh, I see. Miss Maya, if only I had gone with you. Poor Pearls. She's been like this since last night. We managed to get home somehow yesterday evening, thanks to Detective Gumshoe gently holding her by the hand and leading her here. But by the looks of it, I don't think Pearl's got any sleep at all last night. Mr. Nick! Mystic Maya! She's alright, right? Yeah, she's alright. Either way, I'm going to save her. You can trust me on that. Please, please, help her. I'm only able to stay this calm and collected because Pearl's is doing the crying for the both of us. Holy shit. How is this the third time Maya has gotten wrapped up in something? To be fair, this is not the third time she's being accused of murder. But she still needs saving! That's the... How do you do this 3 times in a row? You are nowhere near the damsel in distress that they are trying to make you out to be, Maya. You're not. Whoo, boy. I'm going to end the episode here. We will continue the next one. Till then, I'm signing off. Bye-bye.